There's some pros and cons. There are pros and cons with Flagstaff. But Flagstaff hit so many other things. The only thing,
isn't it more expensive though than you guys were thinking?
It's a lot more expensive than we were thinking. Okay. Flagstaff,
You won't believe the tea we're spilling today. From secret breakups to shocking lies, this is Unreal Tea. Hit subscribe before the drama starts. Welcome everyone, a family built on faith or lies. Under the Arizona sky, where reality, TV meets reality itself, one family's perfect image begins to fracture. The Browns, America's most famous polygamist family, once promised love, faith, and unity. But tonight, we uncover what TLC never aired, and the secrets that could shatter everything. From the very first season, the Browns gave viewers a vision of harmony. 4 wives, 1 husband, 18 children, a family united under faith. But even in those early moments, something was off. Something unspoken, something hidden. Folders stamped with the word confidential being slid across a polished table. Documents reveal that while cameras captured love and laughter, money was already becoming a weapon. Behind closed doors, accounts were split, contracts were negotiated, and promises were broken. Flashback to the first signs of tension, Kody moving closer to Robyn, other wives feeling sidelined. The cracks began early. While TLC portrayed jealousy as simple sister-wife drama, insiders tell a different story, one of secret bank accounts, hidden negotiations, and a hierarchy no one wanted to admit existed. But the most shocking revelation? It wasn't just about love. It was about money, power, and control. Close up on Kody's face from old footage, smiling, but with a strange tension behind his eyes. The TLC contract nobody. Saw member explains how reality TV contracts work, what's filmed versus what's cut. Some moments never made it past editing, legal issues, family fights, accusations of financial deception. Insiders claim that by season 5, production teams were instructed to cut any discussion of financial transparency, because what the Browns were hiding could have destroyed their carefully built brand. Courtroom visual again, camera pans too. A thick binder slammed down on a table. And then, the ledger appeared. A mysterious document, rumored to hold the family's deepest financial secrets, accounts, transfers, offshore holdings, and a name, one that doesn't belong to Kody, Robyn, Mary, Janelle, or Christine. But whose name is it? And why does it appear next to $500,000? Money that vanished without explanation. Tonight, we open the file and reveal the first witness, a Brown child grown, determined and ready to expose the truth. The camera slowly pans over old family photos, the early days of sister wives. A young Kody Brown beams with pride, surrounded by 4 wives and a dozen children. But the narrator's tone sharpens. The journey began as a radical love story, 1 man, 4 wives, and a dream of building an empire of faith and family. But as the seasons rolled on, cracks began to show. Sympathies shifted, loyalties fractured, and secrets that TLC never aired, threatened to destroy everything. What if the family you trusted was hiding more than just feelings? The screen cuts to aerial shots of Flagstaff, Arizona, dusty roads, sprawling desert, and the infamous Coyote Pass land where the Brown family promised to build their dream homes. It was supposed to be the start of a new chapter, a place where the Browns would finally settle after years of moving from state to state. But behind the scenes, the land deal became a source of tension, and whispers of hidden financial dealings began to emerge. The camera zooms in on a manila envelope stamped confidential. According to court documents never aired on TLC, money from multiple family accounts was redirected. The amounts? Substantial enough to raise eyebrows. And the trail seemed to lead back to one question: who was really in control of the Brown family fortune? The footage cuts between old TLC clips, Kody showing the land, Robyn smiling nervously, and Janelle questioning the project, then transitions to slow-motion shots of signed checks and bank statements blurred for legal reasons. What if the dream, land was never about family, but about control? As rumors of secret accounts and missing funds spread through the family, loyalties began to fracture. The wives who once stood side by side now looked at each other with suspicion. And one daughter, an older child who had seen more than she should, decided to break the silence. The camera fades to black, leaving the sound of a gavel striking wood. The daughter who knows too much. The courtroom is silent, so silent that the hum of the ceiling fan sounds like thunder. A wooden door creaks open, and a young woman steps inside. Her expression is calm, but her eyes glisten with the weight of secrets she has carried for years. She is not just any witness. She is blood. One of the Brown children who grew up watching everything. The deals, the arguments, the late night whispers. And now, she's ready to speak. The camera pans to the judge, his gaze steady as the tension in the room thickens. Her name? A name familiar to millions of Sister Wives fans. But tonight, she is not a daughter. She is not a reality TV star. She is a key to unraveling the Brown family empire. The gavel strikes. Judge, please state your name for the record. She takes a deep breath, her voice trembling at first, then solidifying with determination. Daughter, my name is Maddie Brown. Gasps ripple through the courtroom. Maddie, the daughter who once defended her family, the daughter who swore she'd never be part of the drama. And yet, here she stands, ready to reveal what TLC never dared to show. What secret could force Maddie to turn against her own father? The judge leans forward. Judge, proceed. What do you have to say? Maddie grips a stack of papers, some faded, others freshly printed. Her knuckles whiten as she prepares to read aloud. Maddie, this will change everything. The screen cuts to black. A low drumbeat builds. The reading of the first document, Explosive Revelations. The gavel slams again, echoing through the courtroom like a gunshot. All eyes are locked on Maddie as she stands frozen, gripping the first document. This is not just paper. It is the key to years of whispers, proof of hidden accounts, unfiled taxes, and money no one was ever supposed to find. Maddie clears her throat. Her voice cracks, but steadies as she begins. This is a ledger. It lists over 7 hidden accounts, totaling more than $7 million, none of which were disclosed to the family. Gasps erupt in the gallery. Robyn leans forward, her eyes darting between Kody and Maddie, while Kody clenches his jaw, his knuckles white as he grips the defense table. 7 accounts, 7 secrets, and not one was meant to see the light of day. Maddie continues. Maddie, some of these accounts were opened during the height of the show, when TLC money was flowing in. But others date back to before the cameras ever rolled, and some were opened after the family began splitting apart. Who controlled these accounts, and who was left in the dark? The judge raises a hand. Judge, Miss Brown, are you suggesting these funds were deliberately hidden? Maddie nods slowly. Maddie, not just hidden, Your Honor. Buried, moved, disguised, even laundered through third parties. The courtroom erupts again, lawyers whispering, cameras flashing, gasps breaking through the silence. And then Maddie flips to the next page, a page that names names. The judge leans forward. Judge, read them. Read every single name. Maddie exhales sharply. Maddie, the first name is Robyn Brown. The room explodes in chaos. Robyn's face twists, half shock, half fury, as Kody slams his fist on the table. the courtroom is no longer a courtroom. It's a battlefield. But the next name will leave everyone questioning where their loyalties truly lie. The next name revealed, a secret deal, exposed. The courtroom falls into stunned silence, broken only by the frantic scratching of reporters' pens. Cameras flash like lightning as the weight of Maddie's words settles over the room. But if Robyn's name shocked the courtroom, the next one threatens to destroy it. Maddie's hands tremble, but her voice cuts through the tension. Maddie. The second name listed is Kody Brown. Gasps erupt. Robyn's lips part, her face pale, while Kody leans forward, eyes blazing, not in fear, but in fury. Kody, this is a smear job. Lies designed to tear this family apart. The judge slams the gavel. Judge, Mr. Brown, you will remain silent or be removed from this courtroom. Maddie doesn't flinch. She continues reading. Maddie. The document also details a private transfer of $500,000 into a joint account, one registered under an LLC, traced back to Robyn and Kody. Robyn whispers under her breath, barely audible but caught on a nearby microphone. Robyn, they weren't supposed to find that. But who did find it, and why, is about to shatter everything they thought they knew. Maddie flips the page, revealing a small handwritten note attached to the ledger. Maddie. This note says the money was set aside for a family rebuild fund, but there's no record of it ever being used for that purpose. The gallery erupts with whispers, viewers of the show clutching their pearls in disbelief, lawyers on both sides bracing for war. If this was a family rebuild fund, then who decided? Which family? And who was left out? The judge leans forward, voice grave. Judge, Miss Brown, do you have any evidence of where this money went? Maddie exhales, then says the words no one expected. Maddie. Yes, Your Honor. But the truth involves someone not in this courtroom. Someone who isn't supposed to be part of this family anymore. And with that, a ghost from the Brown family's past prepares to step into the light. But when their identity is revealed, it will ignite a firestorm that no one can control. The return of the ghost, a banished figure with proof. The tension in the courtroom thickens like a storm about to break. Every eye locks on Maddie as she hesitates, her lips trembling, not from fear, but from the gravity of what she's about to say. A name buried in the past, a figure erased from the family's narrative. But now, they're back, with evidence that could dismantle everything. The judge leans forward, hands clasped, voice stern but curious. Judge, Miss Brown. Who is this person? Maddie swallows hard, then says it. Maddie, my mother's estranged sister-wife. Mary. Gasps explode across the courtroom. Cameras flash as if lightning struck. Robyn's face drains of color, while Kody's jaw clenches so tightly it looks like it might snap. Mary Brown, once the first wife, now a ghost in the shadows, returns with secrets the family hoped would stay buried. The doors of the courtroom creak open. Heads swivel as Mary steps inside, calm, collected, but with an unmistakable glint of vengeance in her eyes. She carries a sleek black binder, one that could determine the Brown family's fate. Mary. Your Honor, I have financial records, emails, and signed agreements proving that Kody and Robyn funneled family money into personal accounts, while the rest of us were left in debt. Kody stands abruptly, his chair screeching against the floor. Kody. This is a setup. Mary's bitter because she left. She's making this up to Judge. Mr. Brown, one more outburst and I'll have you removed. Mary lays the binder on the evidence table. The sound echoes through the silent room like a final nail in a coffin. But what's inside that binder isn't just proof of fraud, it's something far darker. Something that could destroy not only Kody and Robyn, but the entire Brown legacy. Because hidden among the numbers is a secret that ties the money to a deal no one dared to speak about until now. The judge signals to the clerk, "Judge, read the highlighted page, out loud." The clerk flips through the binder, eyes widening at the sight of the document. The courtroom holds its breath. What they hear next will expose a deal so dangerous it could send someone to prison. The dangerous deal, a secret that could land someone in jail. The courtroom is silent, deadly silent, except for the faint rustle of paper as the clerk flips to the marked section of Mary's binder. Her hands tremble, not from fear, but from the weight of what she's about to read. Inside this binder lies a deal no one was supposed to see, a deal that doesn't just hint at betrayal. It screams criminal conspiracy. The judge leans back, adjusting his glasses, preparing for the bombshell. Maddie clutches the railing of the witness stand, her knuckles white. Robyn, pale as a ghost, avoids Kody's gaze. Contract number 47B. Allocation of shared funds. Agreement to secure undisclosed real estate holdings under proxy names to protect marital assets from IRS audits. Gasps ripple through the courtroom like shockwaves. This wasn't just bad bookkeeping. This was a plan to move money under false names. And it wasn't just Kody and Robyn's signatures on the deal. The clerk hesitates, glancing nervously toward the judge. "Judge, read the signatories." The words slice through the silence like a blade. Kody Brown, Robyn Brown, and an unidentified Brown family associate. Maddie exhales sharply. Mary leans forward, eyes narrowing with restrained fury. But who was the mysterious associate? And why had this name been hidden, scrubbed from TLC's coverage like it never existed? The judge orders the binder to be sealed and reviewed in chambers. But before it's taken away, Mary speaks again, this time, louder, her voice shaking with restrained rage. "Mary, Your Honor, I know who the associate is, and if I say their name, this entire family will never be the same. Because the person who helped orchestrate the deal isn't just part of the family, they were trusted to protect it." The judge raises an eyebrow, considering whether to allow her to speak. And when the name is finally revealed, it will feel like the ultimate betrayal. The betrayer's name, a twist that shatters loyalty. The courtroom feels like a powder keg, one spark away from an explosion. Mary grips the edges of the witness stand, her knuckles whitening, her breathing shallow but controlled. For years, Mary stayed silent. For years, she watched Kody and Robyn consolidate power, money, and influence. But now, under oath, she's about to expose the one name that turns this courtroom battle into an all-out war. The judge leans forward. "Mrs. Brown, you may proceed. But remember, one false statement, and you could face perjury." Mary nods, her jaw tight. A tear slides down her cheek, but her eyes blaze with resolve. "Mary, the Brown family associate was not a stranger. It wasn't an outsider. It was one of our own, someone who sat at our table, someone who swore loyalty to the family while quietly selling us out." The gallery shifts uneasily. Even Christine, usually so composed, grips the arm of her chair. Mary inhales deeply, voice trembling but unbroken. The name is Aspen Brown. A wave of shock ripples through the courtroom, gasps, whispers, disbelief. Maddie's face drains of color, her lips parting in silent horror. Aspen, the daughter who had distanced herself from the chaos, the daughter who seemed to have escaped the family's turmoil, the daughter who now stands accused of being part of its darkest financial scheme. Kody leans toward his attorney, whispering furiously, while Robyn stares straight ahead, expressionless, calculating. But why would Aspen do it? Was she manipulated? Threatened? Or is she hiding an even bigger secret? One that could destroy Kody and Robyn's entire empire? The judge slams his gavel, demanding order. We will recess until tomorrow, but when we return, Aspen Brown will take the stand. And when she speaks, will she confess, deny, or expose something far more dangerous? Aspen's testimony. The confession that changes everything. The courtroom is a storm of tension as Aspen Brown rises from her seat. She walks to the witness stand with slow, measured steps, every eye locked on her. Her face is pale, but her posture radiates composure, almost defiance. Aspen has always been seen as one of the level-headed Brown children, calm, calculated, and distant from the family's chaos. But now, under oath, she is forced to answer a question no one thought would be asked. Did she betray her family? Or is she protecting someone else? The judge nods to the bailiff, who swears her in. Aspen raises her hand, voice steady despite the tremor beneath it. I do. Kody leans forward, eyes sharp, waiting for his daughter to clear his name. Robyn's lips curve into a faint, hopeful smile. The attorney steps closer. Aspen, did you knowingly participate in financial transactions that concealed family assets? A long silence follows. The courtroom feels like it's holding its breath. Finally, Aspen exhales, her voice cracking for the first time. Yes, but it's not what you think. Gasps echo. Christine covers her mouth, tears streaming. Janelle whispers something under her breath, too soft to hear. Her words slice through the courtroom like a blade. But what does she mean? If it's not what we think, then what is it? Aspen leans closer to the microphone, her voice low but clear. I didn't take money to hurt my family. I did it to protect them from something or someone much bigger. The judge narrows his eyes. Explain yourself, Ms. Brown. But what Aspen reveals next doesn't just point fingers. It opens a door to a conspiracy bigger than Kody, bigger than Robyn, and deeper than anyone imagined. Aspen straightens her shoulders, tears in her eyes but resolve hardening like steel. There's another account, one none of you know about, one that was never supposed to see the light of day, and it belongs to someone outside this family. The courtroom erupts in whispers. The judge slams his gavel. Order! Order in this court! Who controls the account? And why is Aspen risking, everything to bring their name forward now? The mysterious account holder revealed. The air in the courtroom turns electric. Reporters lean forward, cameras click rapidly, and even the court stenographer pauses mid-typing as Aspen steadies herself to speak. For weeks, whispers of hidden accounts have haunted this trial. But now, a name is about to surface. A name no one expected, and it could destroy the Brown family forever. Aspen takes a shaky breath. The account, it doesn't belong to Dad. It doesn't belong to Robyn. It belongs to someone who's been pulling strings behind the scenes. Someone who isn't even in this courtroom. Kody clenches his jaw, veins visible in his neck. Robyn's face turns pale, lips trembling. Christine grips Janelle's hand, both women sensing the tidal wave that's about to crash. But when Aspen says the name, it will send shockwaves through, not only this courtroom, but through every corner of the sister wives' world. Aspen locks eyes with the judge. The account belongs to a producer from TLC. The entire courtroom gasps. Robyn whispers harshly to Kody, "They promised this would never come out." The judge slams his gavel for silence, but the chaos refuses to settle. A TLC producer? The very network that made the Browns famous? Could the show's own team have been hiding money? And if so, for what purpose? The attorney presses forward. Aspen? Are you saying TLC was involved in financial manipulation of the Brown family accounts? Aspen swallows hard. Not just involved. They orchestrated it. And they They told us to keep quiet or lose everything. But what did TLC gain from hiding the money? And what did the Browns lose in the process? The answer will shatter everything fans thought they knew about this family. TLC's secret dealings exposed in court. The tension reaches its peak as the courtroom erupts with whispers. The sealed TLC contract, the one no one was supposed to see, is now evidence. The judge orders it read aloud, and the air grows thick with dread. For years, the network played the perfect host to the Brown family's chaos. But behind the scenes, TLC had its own game, a game of profit, control, and secrets buried deeper than anyone imagined. The attorney begins reading. Clause 9B. In the event of a public scandal, the network retains the right to divert earnings into offshore accounts to protect future productions. Gasps ripple through the room. Christine's eyes widen in shock. Janelle whispers, "They used us, and we didn't even know." Kody's face flushes red, part rage, part fear. Robyn grips his arm, whispering something only he can hear. But the cameras catch his lips, mouthing, "We're finished." What happens when the very show that made them famous becomes the evidence that could destroy them? The judge slams the gavel. This trial is no longer just about hidden accounts. It's about whether a network orchestrated betrayal for profit. Outside, reporters yell questions about fraud, hidden deals, and who will face prison time. But the real question is whispered between fans and family alike. Did TLC create the chaos, or just capture it? This family's drama is far from over, so smash like if you're the team wives, subscribe for the next explosive update, and drop a comment below. Who do you think will win? Stay shady, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next scandal. Behind TLC, Sister Wives out.